What is up, YouTube? I am Eric, and you are watching Retro Video Game Pickups. Today, we'll be talking about my top 5 for the NES Classic Edition. So, let's hop into it! Okay, so as you know, Nintendo released the NES Classic Edition around the holidays in 2016, and everyone went crazy for it. I mean, I couldn't find it the first month it came out. I could never find it in stores. Actually, one time I found it in stores, and the guy in front of me bought 6, and I couldn't buy any, so I was pretty mad. Luckily, I got my hands on one from a coworker at retail costs, so I'm pretty happy about that. So, here are my top 5 games on the NES. Number 5 is Excitebike. If you were like me and a kid, you love this game. I raced so much with this game. Even to the fact that when Excitebike 64 came out on the N64, I even had to unlock it so I could play it on that console. It's such a great game. The music is fun. The races are so much fun. You know, it's pretty basic. You just run through the track and you avoid bushes. You hit arrows that speed you up. And you also jump over some small jumps, some big jumps, multiple jumps in a row, and overall, it's pretty much fun. It's timed, it tells you what the best score is, it tells you what the third place score is, so you can advance to the next round, and all I have to say is, anytime I see this game, I gotta play at least 2 or 3 races. Doesn't even matter what I'm doing. Okay, so number 4 is a game changer. A lot of people would expect this game to be higher up on my list, but when it came down to it, the other 3 were just so much more fonder for me. So I had to put number 4 is Castlevania. So I decided I had to pick one of these, and I decided to go with the first one because I played it more as a kid. Not that the third one or the second one aren't as good. I just had a lot more playing time with the first one. And so, if you've never played this game, you basically go around with a whip, and you can pick up various weapons and hearts and all that, and you basically are just whipping enemies when they come towards you. So, the point is to avoid these enemies and make your way through the levels, and it's actually a pretty fun game, no matter how simplistic it is, because it is on the NES. The graphics, to me, are pretty good, and you can tell what's happening, so I definitely enjoy this game. Number 3 for me is Dr. Mario. So, I love puzzle games, whether it's Tetris, or Dr. Mario, or Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, whatever it is. I like fun games like that. And so, when I saw Dr. Mario on this list, I knew that it was probably going to be in my top 3. It is my 3, and I thought it was well received. So, I play this game so much. Anytime I pick it up, I sit down and play it for hours. And even on Christmas Eve, I stayed up till 1 AM playing Dr. Mario with my girlfriend's sister. And we were playing like level 15, level 20, it got insane. She's better than me, but just barely. So, it's definitely a fun game, and I can spend hours just screwing around with it. Number 2 is Legend of Zelda. So I know there is Legend of Zelda and Link, Adventures of Link on this game, but I thought, going with the theme, I had to pick the first one. It set up so many great things, and so many Zelda games came out later, and if you haven't played Breath of the Wild, you definitely need to. Definitely my game of 2017, so pick it up, play it on the Switch, and put hundreds of hours onto it. But this Zelda is a top-down view, and I love it. I had so much fun, whether it's going to your dungeons to buy things, or going to your dungeons and fighting things, and going through the maps and getting your key, and just throwing your sword at people, not people, well, enemies. But this game is very hard, and that's why I think it settled at my number 2. I didn't play it nearly as much as I did my number 1, and that leads me to my number 1. My number 1 is Super Mario Bros. So I had to pick the very first one because as a kid, I played that game way more than the other two. I just didn't get my hands on the second or the third one until later, and I can't tell you how many thousands of times I've played this first level. If you've played any Super Mario Bros. Games, it's probably this one, and that first level is just iconic. I probably know the map as well as I could possibly think about it, because I've played that map every time, and I love that game and all the innovation that came with it. It just really rounds up the NES, and it was a bundled game. It came with the system, so either you got it with that and Duck Hunt, or later on you got it with Duck Hunt and World Class Track Meet. Whatever it is, you probably owned it, and you played it if you had an NES. So that is why that has to be my number 1. Please comment below if you think something should have been on here. I know there were a few other games that were just like on the cusp of being there, but the 5 here I think either are the best games, or my nostalgia has played the best on my influences. And I just like to thank you for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. And I would like to make an honorable mention to Yobo for this wireless controller that works with your NES Classic. If you're looking for a wireless one, this one works pretty well, and I'm pretty happy about it. So, thanks for watching!